Boom, everybody. Welcome to this program today. Welcome to the DSC program by Browdy Global Limited. This is the first edition of the DSC program. Like you know, DSC simply means Designing Sales and Commissions Program. And I'm very excited to be here with you today. This is the first edition, and basically, we're going to be discussing around building a solid foundation for your real estate business. Building a solid foundation for your real estate business. This is what we're going to be discussing today. And I am Jeff Anazie, lead marketer at Browdy Global Limited. I'm excited to be bringing this your way today. So once you jump on live, I'd like you to type, hashtag live in the comments section. Let me know that you are here. Just type hashtag live in the comment section. So hashtag live, okay, hashtag live, then type your name and where you're joining from. So hashtag live, right? So hashtag live, um, um, Emmanuel, London, something like that. So just type that in the comment section. Let me know. If you can hear me clearly, please type one. Let me know you can hear me clearly. If you can see my screen properly, please type two in the comment section if you can see my screen. If I'm clear enough, loud enough, please let me know, as I am excited to be doing this today. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have an amazing time at the DSC by Browdy community. Um, I want to appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Welcome, Chioma. It's good to have you here. It's good to see you. Right. So please type hashtag live, your first name and where you are joining us from. Hashtag live, your first name and where you are joining us from. It will be super exciting to connect with you right here. So quickly, this is the Designing Sales and Commissions community. It is a virtual program that we're going to be having 2 days every month for the rest of the month. So the goal and objective of the Designing Sales and Commissions community is basically to empower you with actionable strategies, right, to help you excel in your marketing business. So this is designed as a very high impact training initiative, right, to equip new and existing realtors with the tools, strategies, and mindset they need to thrive in the competitive real estate market. Welcome, um, Dara. It's good to have you here. Welcome, Jacinta. Welcome, Victor Chibuna. It's good to have you all the way from Owerri. It's good to have you, Enugu. Oh, beautiful. It's good to have you all here. Welcome, Roy. It's good to see you as well. So this course will be 2 days every month, right? Where we'll dive deep into critical areas like time management, personal branding, lead generation, client conversion, and the rest of them, right? So this program is perfect for new realtors looking to build a strong foundation, for intending realtors looking to explore the real estate business, and also for experienced realtors looking to refine and update their skills so that they can meet their goals and targets. And the DSC is brought to you by Browdy Global Limited. We're a leading real estate marketing company with presence in Enugu and Abuja at the moment. And we bring years of industry experience. But most importantly, our mission for this DSC by Browdy is to help you design a career that is not only profitable, but is also fulfilling, right? And one of the ways we also do this for you, right before I jump into the class today, is through our Realtor School program. And like you can see this URL passing my screen, realtors.school, where our first cohort is beginning on the 1st of next month. And basically, if you want a crash course in real estate, then you need to go to realtors.school. The Designing Sales and Commission is a bit by bit monthly training that is designed to equip you from the first month, which is January, all the way to the last month of the year, So the goal is to design and equip you with, knowledge, skills, tools to help you build and grow your real estate business. So, but if you want a crash course with a certification in real estate, then you need to speak to Ubam Mara. She'll drop the link in the comment section, a contact number in the comment section, and get the best, you know, discount. So, what are you expecting? What should you expect in the next 2 days? So over the next 2 days, we're going to basically talk around things like building the right foundation, which we are starting tonight. The right foundation, the right mindset, time management, energy management, things like that. And also, we'll also help you, we'll also help you craft your personal brand. One of the things, like a post I made earlier on, that helped me in moving my career from a novice to a top realtor is by consciously building a personal brand. And we're going to touch on that tomorrow. I mean, within the course of these 2 days, but basically tomorrow we'll touch more on that. But for tonight, we're going to dive right in. We're going to be talking around building the right foundation for your real estate business. I see a lot of people struggle and hustle in the real estate business. They are really genuinely working really hard, to build and grow their business. However, it feels like their effort is not commensurate with the results they get, right? And I believe very strongly that one of the major reasons for that is the foundation. It is important that the foundation is right, because it's upon the foundation that every other information, knowledge is built on. I see a lot of people teach around, real estate marketing, teach around the skills and the tools, but a lot of people do not, take time to talk about the foundational things upon which you build on. And these are the things we're going to be looking at tonight in a moment. I'm excited to see you all. Ifeanyi from Enugu, US Global Works, good to have you here. Favor Ebonyi, good to have you here. Chiamaka, it's good to see you. And everybody joining us, please, if you're joining, just type #live in the comment section and let us know where you are joining us from as we dive right in today. And I'll be excited to take your questions around building a thriving real estate business. So if you have any questions around building a thriving real estate business, please just drop it in the comment section. And in the course of the program, I will attempt to answer all your questions towards the end of this section. I'll go through the comments and look at all the questions and answer as much as possible. We welcome Amarachi. Good to have you all the way from Enugu. So for today, let's talk about building the right foundation. Building a solid foundation for your real estate business. And this is very important. I'm going to actually start this with talking about building the right mindsets that can help you achieve your goals. I'm going to jump right into that because, this is the last, we're edging towards the last, aspect of the year, and sorry, of the month. This is January 30th. And of course, you had this very big goals in the beginning of the month. You had this, vision board. For a lot of you that had vision board, please, how many of you have a vision board? How many of you have a vision board where you wrote out your goals and you stick it there and you can see it as regularly as possible? Welcome, Victor Ede. Good to have you here. Josh Consult, is good to see you here, right? And we all have that, right? We all have this amount of this stuff that we want to achieve, through our real estate business. And I would say maybe commissions, maybe a certain amount you want to achieve, or a certain level you want to reach, or even for those that are quite very ambitious, a lot of us may even want to be able to acquire our own properties as well, right? And there are a few things in helping you achieve that. And this is where I want to start from tonight, because one of the things that helped me, especially in the beginning of my career, was setting, the right goals. Like I had a very, very clear cut goal, right? And I believe very strongly that a lot of us here, have that. So a few questions. I think one of the things that can lead you or help you achieve, your goals, especially as a business, as a realtor, as a real estate business owner, is having the right mindset to achieve the goal. And there are a few questions that you're going to ask yourself in order to have the right mindset. And I'm building up to, the right foundation of a real estate business, right? So we're building up, right? And the first question you can ask yourself, or you need to ask yourself, is why do you even want to achieve what you want to achieve, right? Like, why are you achieving it? Let's say your goal is to hit 10 million naira in commission every month, starting from this month. First question, why? Why do you even want to achieve that? Because, if your why is no, like there's a why, right? It is easier, right? Okay, not easy per se, but you develop more motivation to want to achieve it. If the why is strong enough, a lot of people don't really have a reason why, they want to achieve what they want to achieve. For some people, the reason may just be to prove someone wrong. And I believe that's also a right reason, right? It's okay to want to, to want to prove beyond the reasonable doubt that yes, I can actually achieve this, right? And that's okay too. Then number two, decide. Yeah, I mean, it's important to decide. As much as you have, you have this why, this is the reason you want to achieve what you want to achieve. And in fact, one reason for me, one of my reasons, of course, my major reason, like you all know, a lot of you that know me, is my family, like to be able to provide adequately for them. But another of my reason is I want to get to that point where, and which I have seen a lot of people do, they don't look at price tags. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Like, you want to buy something, you don't look at the price tag. You just pick it up, go and pay whatever. Like, if, for instance, you want to change your car today, you need to change your car today. Like, you don't really, it's no more a prayer point for you. Like, it's no more a I need to save up, I need to, no, you just walk into a car lot and point at a car and just say, okay, I like this, this suits what I want to do, I like this, and you just simply go to the counter and just make your payments. Maybe you may want to just negotiate the deal for the sake of negotiating, but not because you cannot afford it or you are trying to check your pocket. No, of course, as Nigerians, we always want to price, right? Always want to negotiate in order to feel like you got the best deal, right? But you get to the point where you're just negotiating so that you feel like you get the best deal, right? And so for me, that's like a desire, low key somewhere at the back of my mind. That's kind of like a desire to be able to get to that point where you just pick up something, swipe your card, and leave there. Maybe it's when the alert comes, you now understand how much you just spent. What I'm talking about. So low key for me, that's a why, right? And I think it's a valid why. It's a very valid why, because for a country like we live in, for a country like where we live in Nigeria, for those of you in Nigeria, inflation is a thing. I think inflation is currently at 30 something percent, that 32 or 33%. So what that means is that what your 100K could afford last year is now less than 70,000. That's what it means literally. So what your 100K could afford um, um, last year, so your 100K, the value of your 100K last year is currently at either 67,000 this year, right? If I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. You see, so that's what inflation means. And so you constantly have to be making more money in order to stay afloat. All right. So now that the why is solid, we're talking about building the right foundation, you're in the right mindset to achieving your goals. And this is under the you know, the general topic of building a solid foundation for your real estate business, right? And so the next thing is to decide, just to decide to achieve this. And I think decision is like a superpower. Deciding to do something, I believe, is a superpower, because a lot of people stay in that place of indecision. Should I not? Should I not? Before you know, 1 year has gone. Should I not? 2 years have gone. Should I not? Do you get? And at the end of the day, how would you even know if that thing would have worked or not? How would you have known, right? You wouldn't know if you don't make the move. So making a decision, deciding to achieve this thing, or deciding to hit that goal of yours through real estate, is very important as well. And then number 3, confidence. So in building the right mindset to achieving your goal, you need confidence. And confidence majorly, I mean, there are other places confidence comes from, but one of the major ways confidence, you can build confidence in our industry, is knowledge. Is knowledge. And that is why the DSC by Browdy community is there, where the goal of the community is to help you build the requisite knowledge, right? And, you can always go back and review this, trainings. You can always go back and review it, and you can always ask questions, as we constantly build on the knowledge we will be sharing, so that we get better at every time. Okay. All right. So confidence comes from knowledge, right? Now, the next question you're going to ask yourself is, so now that, okay, I'm building the right mindset, and I talk about the right mindset a lot in my book. I talk about it in my book a lot, from novice to top selling realtor. A few of the first few chapters, I talk about building the right mindset a lot. So if you have the book, I think it's time you go back and review it again. Like, look at chapter 2 of the book. It says building the right mindset for success, building the right mindset for success as a realtor. So I dove right in more, like, in the book. So you always want to go back and get the book, right? Welcome again, Honorable Jerry from Orca. It's good to have you here. Victor, it's good to see you here. Oluchi, it's good to see you here. Anga Azaya, I hope I pronounced your name well, from Enugu. It's good to have you here. Timothy Mantim, it's good to see you here, right? So now that we have touched on that, right, building the right mindset for success, there are a few other key things that you need to put in place in order to achieve your goal. And that is before we now go into time mastery for realtors and energy mastery for realtors, right? So a few things I'd like us to note. One of the things that makes a lot of people not achieve their goals is so when you set a goal, right, it's also important that you set, I don't know why that happened. So when you set a goal, sorry, I think someone is calling me somewhere, I don't know. When you set a goal, it's also important that you also set a cost board. So you have a vision board or a goal list. So this is the things I want to achieve, right? I think one of the things that a lot of people miss is also writing out what it will cost you to achieve those things, all right? And that is the mindset there. So you don't want to just wish things to happen. You also want to set a cost. What is the cost? What will it cost me to achieve these things? And this is very important. When I say cost can come in different formats. Cost may not necessarily only mean money. As a matter of fact, I believe that money is even one of the least things in costs, right? So there are several things that is going to cost you. First, it's going to cost you skill or knowledge, right? There are some costs. There are some things you have to, acknowledge or take note of that can help you achieve those goals. For instance, one of your goals this year is to hit 10 million naira, like the initial example we gave, a month through commissions. Let's just use 10 million for the sake of an example. I mean, it could be more. I see a lot of you have more than that as your monthly income goal. But for the sake of this example, let's just use that for now. And let's say your goal is 10 million naira, for instance. Prior to this time, you are hitting like, say, 3 to 4 million income every month, right? So what that means is that your skill level, your knowledge level, right, is at 3 to 4 million naira monthly. In order for you, like one of my mentors, when I say mentor, I don't know him one-on-one, but I study him a lot, Alex Hamosi. One of the things he says is that whatever you earn currently versus whatever you intend to earn, right? The difference is what you lose. So you earn 3 million. But I'm just going to write this and I'll show you what I'm writing. You earn 3 million and you want to earn 10 million monthly, right? The difference between 10 and 3 is what? The difference between 10 and 3 is what? Let me see in the comment section. Of course, it's 7, right? So 7 million right there is in the middle, right, of these two things, 7 million. So Alex Hamosi always says that you are letting go of 7 million because you don't have the requisite knowledge that can earn you this amount. So what that means is that whatever costs, like whatever you need to do to stop dropping 7 million on the table, you should do it. I'm talking about 3 million and 7 and 10 million, right? So 3 million is where you are, and 10 million is where you are. So there is a journey here. There is a cost here that needs to be borne, like you need to take note of in order to be able to achieve this. And so not knowing how to achieve this is costing you more than 7 million naira every month. Okay? So while you're trying to achieve 10 million, it is important you also note the cost of going from 3 million to 10 million. And there are 4 basic costs. There are 4 basic type of costs or type of things, cost, that's cost here, right, that you need to take note of. The first is your time, cost of your time, right? The cost of your time. The second is your attention. Attention. What is taking your attention? What are the things? What do you need to pay attention to? What do you need to stop paying attention to? Number 3 is your energy, right? Where do you spend your energy? What do you give your energy to? Like, what burns your energy? What takes energy from you? And then number 4 is money, right? And like I said earlier, money is like the least cost. It's the least of the costs, right? The major 3 is your time, your attention, and your energy. Okay? So I'll need you after tonight to go back to your vision board or to your goals, goal lists. Go back to it. And for every of the goal that you have, say the 10 million naira goal, 10 million naira goal, 10 million naira goal, ask yourself on the side, what is it going to cost me to achieve this goal? Write it out. It is important you write it out. What are the skills you need to pick up? There are skills you need to give attention to. There are skills you need to give, your time to, your energy to. All right. Of course, and maybe pay to attend or pay to get. All right. There are some skills. There are some knowledge. There are some books like this book right here, From Novice to Top Selling Realtor, right? That you need to pay for, because that knowledge that you think is expensive is costing you how much? How much is it costing you monthly? How much is it costing you? So now calculate how much you're earning currently and how much you intend to earn. How much is your goal, right? Calculate the difference. Okay? calculate the difference tonight. In fact, pause and go and do it now. Like, get a piece of paper, get a pen, come and sit down and do it. Write it out. How much do you earn now, averagely? If you don't earn a salary, at least you can estimate. You can say, okay, I earn blah, right? I remember in 2021 January, I was earning less than 200K monthly, right? Less than, because at the end of the day, when I calculate everything I was earning, I had roughly, give or take, 200K, something like that. So with a family and 2 children. And then I began real estate. And then I calculated it. What does it cost me to run my family? I mean, while I'm telling you these gists, while I'm gisting you these gists now, I know your ear don't open now, you've heard gist. Quickly go and get the piece of paper and pen. So while I'm giving you my gist, you're thinking about how much you're earning currently and how much is on your goal to earn. This is January ending, and you can't give up on your goal. Not on my watch. Write it in the comment section. Say not on my watch. Right? So while I'm giving you this gist now, get a piece of paper, get a pen, and start writing right now, right? And so I thought to myself, okay, so how much do I need to earn in order to, meet up with my monthly obligation, in my house as a husband, as a father, right? And as well as have a little more that can help us, pay other bills like rent and every other thing. And so to me at the time, it was ₦1 million, right? So in my opinion, so at the time, from my calculation, I only needed to hit ₦1 million in order to get to that point where I can sort my bills. So ₦1 million was it, right? And I wrote it down. Then I began to ask myself what it would cost me in order to hit that goal. Because the truth is, something must give in order for you to move to that next stage, right? Our brain likes comfort. Our brain abhors change. Like, we don't like to move. It's called the law of inertia. It's Newton's first law of motion, right? It says a body at rest remains at rest until an external force moves it. So that external force now is what you're going to be writing out. What will it cost me in order to achieve this? And I'm sure by now you've written the difference between where you are and where you want to go to, right? The next thing, beside it, this is where you want to go to. Beside it, start listing out the costs. What are the costs of things? And if you think knowledge is expensive, the difference between where you are and where you want to go to, that amount there, is it more expensive than the knowledge you can pay for to achieve it? And remember that once you achieve it, it is now yours. Once you hit the goal, you've hit it. All right. So it's important you count the cost, write out the cost. Don't just, a lot of people do vision, goal, set smart goals, set smart T goals, set every type of setting goal. Many people don't really talk about what it will cost, the cost board. You're having a vision board. What is your cost board? What will it cost you to achieve that? And I said there are 4 major costs, right? Who can list out the 4 major costs I talked about? Let me say it in the comment section, the 4 major costs. Just write it out in any order, no particular order, right? So what will it cost you? And I said there are skills you need to acquire, right? And all. I talked about 4 major costs. Who can list them there? As we dive into this second part of tonight's section. So these things are important. It's important that, yes, time, energy, beautiful, time, beautiful. Chamaka, I think you were in front of class usually when you were in school, right? Time, attention, energy, and money. Amazing. That is it there. 4 costs. 4 costs. Time, attention, energy, and money. Beautiful. Those are the 4 costs. Those are the 4 things that it will cost you. Now, for the sake of tonight, we'll talk about time. we talk about time, because one of the things I know that will hamper you or will hinder you from achieving your goals and hitting and growing or becoming that person you want to become is lack of time management. So, so um, um, the truth is, it is very important that we take note of this. Your time is your biggest asset. Time is your biggest asset. Why is that? That's because your life is calibrated in time, right? And I talk about the movie In Time a lot because it reminds me of this thing. Like whenever I watch that movie, it hits again, like it hits again, like, oh my God. And time is your biggest asset because tell me, how do you calculate your life? How do you calculate how do you measure your life? It's not your age. And how do you count your age? It's not in years. You count your age in years, Abi. Year one, year two. Oh, how old are you? Oh, I'm 84 years. Do you get years, right? And what is so if you break it down, what is years is what? Years is a accumulation of months, Abi. Is a accumulation of months that make up a year. It's a accumulation of weeks that make up a month. It's a accumulation of what? Days that make up a week. Like that, like that. At the end of the day, ultimately, it is time. So there is no such thing as time is money. That's a lie. That's a big fat lie, right? Time is infinitesimally important than money. You cannot even measure it. They're not even measurable, right? Why? Because I can lose money and get it back, but I cannot lose time and get it back. I cannot get back time that I've lost. Does it make sense? Today is gone. Today is what? 30th of January. Boom, it's gone. Question: can you get back 30th of January 2025 again? Like, will we ever see it again? Please help me answer. Right. So I'm saying this, I'm taking my time to explain this because it's important you know this. It's important you note this. As a matter of fact, remind yourself daily that time is your greatest asset. Time is immeasurable. Like you cannot, it's unquantified. Like you can't even compare it. Time is money, time is money. I think that's the biggest, fattest lie I've heard in my life. And before I used to think it's true, oh, time is money, right? You know, until I realized that you cannot even get time back, right? You can't get money back, but you can't get time back. So one of the things that determines your success in this industry is your ability to manage your time, right? Success as a realtor is highly predicated on your activities per day, especially in the beginning. And this part of especially in the beginning is important because I like you to note something. You've flown before. If you've flown before, or you've seen an airplane take off, studies have shown that a bulk of the energy, the fuel of the airplane consumes when it's taxiing, when it's about to take off. So it taxis on the runway. What is it doing when it's taxiing? It's gathering momentum. When it's taxiing on the runway, right, it's gathering momentum, right? As it's taxiing, it's gathering momentum, and then it takes off. So when it's taking off, see that takeoff, it spends the most energy. And that's why the captain will say, ladies and gentlemen, blah, 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 fasten your seatbelt, blah, 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 and you take off, right? So that takeoff is the most important time of that flight. Okay, maybe landing too, but taking off taking off is very important. Why? Because if you don't gather the right momentum, focus, attention, right, and you don't meet the right time, you won't be able to take off, right? That's why it's important too, as a realtor, that you are very conscious of your time, right? Time is your most valuable asset as a realtor. Now, real estate is dynamic, meaning that it has a lot of movable parts, right? So what that means is that there are a lot of things you get to do from time to time, okay? And you get overwhelmed and confused at times if you don't effectively manage your time. I remember when I started out in 2022, like when I really got, when I really got serious in the business, early 2021, and I said, I decided that, what, real estate will pay me, right? Like it's either real estate or real estate. At that point, I decided to do a 90 days challenge. That's from January 2021 to ending of March 2021. And during that period, I knew that the only way I could achieve that goal and hit that target was if I was mindful of my time. Like if I was very, very protective of my time. And I remember there were a lot of people, there were a lot of things that, I had to turn down. There were a lot of, meetings, engagements, ceremonies, that people invited me for that period I had to turn down. As a matter of fact, I gave a standing order in my house then that nobody just, how people just walk up past and enter your house and say, oh, I'll just pass, you won't see me, right? And even up till now, I mean, there may be peculiar cases, especially when I know that you yourself, you're not a time waster. But you see how people just randomly are passing and say, oh, I was just passing. I say, let me stop by. I mean, you can barely catch me like that. Like, I could be around, but you won't see me because we don't have an appointment. And that is because, of course, I understand that my time is precious. And around that time, too, that was what was happening. Because I had a target. My target was to do 100 videos in 90 days. And there was a reason I needed to do that. It's the taxi, it's the takeoff effect. It was that period of my career that I needed to take off. I needed to, bank. And, taking off through a very resistant environment. I mean, real estate is a highly saturated industry, especially because the barrier to entry is very low. I mean, everybody can just walk in and start saying, I'm a realtor, right? Anybody. I mean, you can fail at 22 businesses and end up becoming a realtor, okay? And so it is, but does not mean that you will not succeed because the market is saturated. The problem is that the lower part of the market is saturated. That's that downside. That taxing part. Before you can break through the taxing and then bank. When you now go up and bank, the resistance is low up there. All right. So the problem is breaking through that time. And we're inundated with a lot of activities per day. Because in the beginning, only you is the marketer. You are your accountant, you are your PA, personal assistant, you are your inspection person, like only you. You're your admin. You have to handle your admin. You have to do many things. You have to think up content. You have to create them. You have to edit them. A lot of things, right? And that is why at the beginning, it's important that you are conscious about your time. Now, question. What is your biggest time management challenge? I'd like to know in the comment section, right? Like, what do you think are your major challenges when it comes to time management, right? So while I wait for your answers, I'd like us to identify time wasters and manage distraction. So what are the common time wasters in your life, right? And of course, we're also going to look at your activities, what your activities look like, and are you actually focusing on the right activities? Because these things matter. Again, time is one of the costs for achieving your goals. Time is one of the costs from building a thriving real estate business. Okay, right? So are we following? Are we still following so far? Let me be sure we are following. Amazing. I can see your comments. Beautiful. So what are the major things going to the market and cooking? Okay, say someone say going to the market and cooking. Beautiful. Okay. Who else? What are the major things? What is your biggest time management? So before I go out, school activities since I'm in final year. Okay, these are important activities. These are important activities. But I mean, I'm happy to read from you. But we're going to look at strategies and techniques that, in my opinion, can help you manage your time properly. School activities, Ordinaka, nines, beautiful. Now, before we go on, what are the common time wasters? Who knows? Number one, excessive scrolling on social media. I want to believe that's like 90% of your major time waster. True or true? Let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm guilty too. Guilty as charged. Like sometimes I have to catch myself and be like, no, this is not what you're supposed to do now. No. Do you get? Social media, that's it. That's like one of your most common time wasters. And the second one, especially for realtors, new and intending, is overthinking. Overanalyzing, right? And I'm not going to dwell on that one much. Number three, unnecessary meetings and phone calls. Do you know that more than 80% of your phone call per day is unnecessary? See, the earlier we start telling ourselves this truth, the better. Like more than 80% of your phone calls and conversations are unnecessary, right? They are part of your time wasters. Meetings too, there are so many unnecessary meetings. Okay. And then the number four, I'll tell you the number fourth common time waster. The number four. And please listen to this number four with an open heart. Number four are the people in your life, your friends, family, colleagues. So that analogy I gave earlier on, that someone will just be passing. You're just passing. For crying out loud, you're just passing. Or somebody will tell you something like he was bored and decided to come to you. I don't understand. So you're bored. You don't have a very good use of your time. You now decided to carry yourself and come to waste my own time. Like, for real? How many of us have friends like that? Like, I was just bored though, and I just said, let me come to you. Like, really? Like, for real? Right? So friends, family, colleagues, people that, especially now, get me right too. Many of these people don't intend to actually waste your time. Like, some of them, by virtue of the fact that, respectively speaking, they do not respect their time, right? They now carry themselves and come to disrespect your own time. All right? And this is very important. Colleagues, there's some colleagues that just feel like to gist, to give you another conversation, or colleagues either in school, at work, wherever, even in church, and they don't have a specific use of their time, and they come to use your time, right? Right. That is, see, and these are important. This is important to note, because it's in noting them that we can eliminate them. I don't say eliminate your family. I'm just saying eliminate the time wastage. I don't say eliminate your friends. So now that we've noted these things, right? We noted how many things did we note? We noted 4 things. And I like what Frank said. Frank added one. Frank said fear. So we're going to add fear to the overthinking part. Okay. So excessive social media scrolling, overthinking, and fear. Yeah, because sometimes when you overthink, fear sets in. You begin to analyze a lot of things. What if? And at the end of the day, you don't do anything again. That has wasted your time. In fact, you can take another 2-3 days to recover again. All right. Then unnecessary phone calls and unnecessary messaging and meetings can be unnecessary. Again, like I said, over 80% of your phone calls are unnecessary. Go and check it from today. Over 80% are unnecessary. All right. Friends, family, and colleagues, friends that are just trolling, or friends that are bored. Please note today, any of your friends that used to say, I'm bored, or family, I'm bored, I just came to come and see you. I just came to come and spend time with you because I'm bored. Did they ask them that? Did I tell you me I'm bored? Like that you're bored doesn't mean me I'm bored. Like you just waka 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 and come and meet me, right? How do you eliminate these things? I think the most important thing is to set boundaries. Just set boundaries. Yes, there are added procrastination. Yes, procrastination can be under that overthinking decision, right? Overthinking fear, and then it leads to procrastination. So when you overthink, when you overanalyze, it usually leads to, procrastination. So how do you eliminate this? Set boundaries. Just set boundaries. For the first one, social media scrolling, set a time frame. Say, okay, I mean, I'm going to first in the morning, I'll first create content before consuming content. And that's a very good thing to adopt. You can say, okay, every morning I'll create content before I consume. All right. Or you can say, okay, I will scroll for just like I have something I set on my phone. Once I hit that time, once I spend that number of time on social media, it alerts me, right? It alerts me. There are also various apps like Freedom, like Focus. These are apps that you can download on your phone. That once you set the time, once that time reach, once maybe you're on social media, for instance, for up to 1 hour, the app shuts down your social media. It kills it. There are many apps like that. You can just go and research. I know I use Freedom. There's one I use called Freedom. It's a paid app, but I use it. Right. So the bad side of Freedom is maybe you're doing a live call or you're talking to a client and then you overshoot time. Freedom will just shut down the call. So you have to reset it again, in order to, So, but the point is, just set boundaries. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy for excessive social media. I'm sorry, guys. Internet went off for a moment. Are we back? Can you hear me clearly? If you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the comment section. If you can see me clearly, type 2 in the comment section. I'm so sorry. Internet went off for a moment. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? I think we're back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's cracking plus network issues. Please, are we back? Let me know we're clear now. Sorry for the third world country internet. I'm back, I think. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're good now, right? Amazing, amazing. Thank you. I had to switch my internet. I mean, you can never be over prepared for these things. Where were we? Where were we? Where we were? Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you, Timothy. It's good to have you. You're back now. Thank you. Thank you. I'm back. Right. So we're talking about eliminating these things, right? For overthinking. I think, so there's something I do. There's something I do, right? Once I want to do something, Let's say I want to buy this cup, and that's because I wanted to drink water. So let's say I wanted to buy this cup, right? And I know that it's necessary I buy this cup. Then I'm thinking many things. You know, the mind is very interesting. It begins to, play different scenarios for you. The first thing I ask myself is, what is the worst that will happen? Simple. I stammer, in case you've not noticed. And usually, when I want to make a video, right, or I want to do something, as a stammerer, if you're a stammerer here, say, hello. I don't think any of you is even a stammerer, right? So the first thing that comes to your mind is, when you want to make a video, I don't know, for some reason, it feels like you're talking to the world. It feels like you're doing public speaking. And you know that anxiety that comes with public speaking, even when it's only you that is there. Okay, Malaka is a stammerer, really? So we're in the same WhatsApp group, Abi. Right? So, I don't know, for some reason, you're trying to make a video, or you're trying to either create a video or do a live stream like this. And for some reason, it feels like you're talking to the world. And that anxiety that comes with public speaking will now come. And for a stammerer, you get anxious. All right? And, at that point, the things, I don't want to call the devil, like the things in your brain will start giving you 1,001 reasons why you should not do that thing. And the question I ask myself usually is, what is the worst that will happen? And usually I don't have answer for that. So what's the worst that will happen? The worst that will happen is that Priscilla will laugh at me. Hello, Priscilla, I can see you. US Global Works, yes, setting boundaries, of course. Highest, you laugh at me. And you know what I will do if you laugh at me and laugh it into my inbox? You can laugh on your own. I'm not seeing you laughing. No problem. But as soon as you laugh, and by mistake you fall into my inbox because you're laughing, I am blocking you immediately. I don't care if you're my father, you're my grandfather, I'll just block you. Because at that point, you're bringing the mockery to me. You can laugh at your end. I'm not seeing you. I can't hear you. No problem. But as soon as you laugh I'll just block you. So usually, what's the worst that will happen? And that is how personally I set boundaries around overthinking. That's how I do my own, right? Does it always work for me? No, it does not. But I feel like more times out, it works more times than it does not work. All right. Number 3, unnecessary meetings and phone calls. Of course, setting boundaries sorts that out. And of course, we're going to look at a few other techniques that can help us, right? And then for family, friends, and colleagues, learn to say no politely. Please, it is important we learn it. Personally, if you feel like, if I'm on a call with you and it feels like the call is senseless, I will turn off my phone, and the worst that will happen is that you will think my phone went off. And I'm not even going to explain to you, right? And that's because you can't keep wasting my time. Time is my most precious asset. So you're wasting my life, literally. All right, so let's learn to set boundaries, right? Now, how do you manage distractions? Distractions are another very, critical part of, time management. So for me, a few things I do quickly is, the first thing I do is I create a dedicated workspace. That's the first thing I do. And so if I'm going to look for a house, for instance, the first thing I do in getting a house or a space where I will stay is I have to have a dedicated workspace for me, right? And that workspace is work, right? And it's always set for work. Okay, so get a dedicated workspace. If you live with other people, maybe, but you have a room, right? It is okay to just have a space, where you can just stay and work. It's just a dedicated space. Invest that money, buy a table, buy a chair, right? Buy something that you'll be comfortable to, sit down in and work for a period of time, right? And then number 2, use the Pomodoro principle, the Pomodoro technique. It says 25 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of break. So what you can do in that 25 minutes, let's say you need to achieve something now. Let's say you need to, edit a video, for instance. I'm not saying you should keep editing video every day, but let's say that's the example you want to do, right? And you have to edit that video for 1 hour, for instance. So the Pomodoro technique simply says that block out 25 minutes. I mean, this is the least, the minutest, period of time, 25 minutes. So if it's possible to turn off your phone for that 25 minutes, or turn off your internet, or turn off your phone, like phone call parts, for that 25 minutes, turn it off. If it's possible to lock your door and not answer anybody for that 25 minutes, please do. So for every 25 minutes you work, can now take 5 minutes break. That way, you see that 25 minutes, right? You would have achieved way more than you would have achieved in 2 hours if you did not focus for that 25 minutes. Does it make sense? Right? So quickly, if you don't have any questions, I'd like you to do something for me right now. At the end of today's class, I'd like you to write down what your typical activity is like. All right? Just write it down. Write out what your typical activity in a day looks like. So today is Thursday, 30th of January. Think about from morning till night, till now. What did you do today? So write out everything you did today. Everything. Just as much as you can remember. Just get a sheet of paper, write it out. Don't judge. I mean, nobody's looking at you, so you're doing it for yourself, right? Just write out everything you do today, right? Now, identify at least 3 areas where you could have saved time, right? Or eliminated distraction. The technique is called Pomodoro. I don't think the name is not as important as understanding what it is, right? It's called the Pomodoro technique. Someone is asking what technique. It's called the Pomodoro technique. So what is it? It's just simply a technique, a formula where you block out 25 minutes of focus time, then take 5 minutes of break. So that's a 30 minutes in bulk, Abi. So the 25 minutes, you block it out completely, nothing. Switch off your phone, block out social media and all of that. Personally, because I do this, I've done it for a period of time. I block out as much as 2 to 3 hours. All right. So if I want to walk, if I want to do like serious walk, right, I block out at least 2 hours. Okay. In that, and nobody will die. Like nothing will happen. Like the world will not crash. I have noticed. So, but for a beginner, it's good you start gradually. So, in starting gradually, you can just implement the Pomodoro techniques. So, do 25 minutes and 5 minutes break. So, 25 minutes of active, focused work. In the beginning, this is going to be hard. I can bet you will pick up your phone 1 million times before the 25 minutes elapses. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So maybe in between you may want to turn on and look at 1 or 2 notifications. But please, just if you have a timer, better. If you have a timer, better. So once you set the timer, yes, the Pomodoro technique, exactly. Once you set the timer, until that timer goes to 0, you're not standing up from there. In the beginning, you see, it's now that you will know that you are a very distracted person. Because in the beginning, you'll be as restless as can be. But that's a good thing. You are learning. Your body is adjusting. All right? Just like every other thing of value, you will learn through it. Okay? So, I gave you an assignment. What was your assignment? Okay? Your assignment is to write down your typical daily activities. And I'm going to ask you tomorrow, where I'm going to have this section again tomorrow. I'm going to ask you tomorrow if you did your assignment. Do we agree? Put your hands, put the fire emoji in the comment section if you agree to submit your assignment tomorrow as we wrap up for today. Okay? So, as we wrap up, what are the other techniques you can implement in your day in order to manage it absolutely? I would say use a scheduler. So for me, I use Siri. How many of you use an iPhone? I use Siri. So before I go to bed, usually,
I can't sleep, but I enjoy a good
Siri has answered me. I'd not call you Siri. So I use it, right? And what I do is I basically just speak to it. Of course, I use an iPhone. I use an Apple device. So I call Siri and I speak to Siri and I tell Siri all my schedules for the next day. So Siri now helps me schedule them. Sorry, I didn't call you now, Siri. Cancel. Thank you. So so it helps me adjust them, like, sorry, arrange them. So I feel like the first thing you need to do is scheduling, right? It's good you schedule tonight now. Structure your tomorrow. Don't wait till tomorrow morning. And then the first thing you do is you now it's like 2 hours first and scroll through your phone before you start your day. By then your a bulk part of your productive hours is gone. Okay. So the first thing you should do is schedule, possibly the night before. Right? So the first thing you do is to schedule, possibly the night before, right? Schedule your day. Say in the morning, and I think the mornings are one of your most productive time, right? So just schedule your morning. Say, okay, I will do the and try it today. I will do my most productive activities before I touch my phone in the morning. Or even if I'm touching my phone in the morning, I will first post I will first create content to promote myself and my business. And of course, in subsequent editions, we'll talk about how to promote yourself effectively and personal. We'll introduce personal branding tomorrow. I'll talk about how to promote yourself effectively. Okay. So number one, I said what? Scheduling. Number two, time blocking. And this is what I try to explain with the Pomodoro technique. Time blocking. Personally, like I said, I do between 2 to 3 hours of time blocking, right? You may not start with 2 to 3 hours. You can start with lower times. You can start with maybe a 25 minutes, right? So you do the 25 and all of that. But it's important you block time. So you schedule yourself. It's okay. From 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., I'm going to create content for my business. Okay. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., something like that, I am going to prospect, or I'm going to prospect. I'm going to reach out to, people that that commented on my post the previous day. I'm going to go in their inbox and I'm going to ask them, and tell them what I do and ask them if I can help them, with their property investments in Abuja or in Nigeria or in Enugu or somewhere. All right. So that is prospecting. You're going to reach out. You're going to actively follow up on people that commented on your post yesterday. All right. And then you say, okay, from 12 to 1, this is called time blocking. Time blocking. So from 12 to 1, I'm going to follow up on the people that I said I'll get back to yesterday. All right. I'm going to send out the flyers or the content I said I'm going to send out to them. All right. Time blocking. So number one, schedule. Number two, block time, right? And this is important in helping you achieve a productive day. Okay. Tomorrow I'm going to ask us to help me do something. You're going to help me do something tonight. Second assignment. Customize a daily schedule. I'm going to see your assignment. Then I'm going to give you one that I have, like a schedule I have, right? Well, I have to see your assignment first. You're around 40 people on this call right now. So at least if 20 of you submit your assignments, then I will be obliged to send you the one I have, so that let me know that we're on the same page. This is supposed to help us through a journey. The journey is supposed to go from, setting the right foundation to building the right personal brand to understanding marketing for realtors, on and on till we get to closing, till we get to, highly effective leadership, personal leadership for realtors, etc., etc. That's the whole goal of the DSC by Browdy community. And with this, we've come to the end of today. I don't want this to be very, very, very lumptious trainings. I want it to be short, punchy, precise, and actionable. so that we can take actionable steps for today, and then tomorrow would have the second section. Is that okay? Thank you so much for being here till this point. I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned something. I hope you are going with something today. So if you have questions, this is when I'm going to ask them. And then while I wait for your questions, remember that the our Realtor School first batch of the year commences on the 1st of February. So if you're looking for a place where you can get practical learning, a learning course for real estate, where you can learn how to start and grow real estate business within a space of 4 weeks, as well as get a certificate and then a community. Then you need to go to realtors.school right now, or talk to Ubamara right now. Her number will be in the comment section right there, and you can speak to her right now to get a special discount for this period. Okay. All right. So with that, we've come to the end of today. Again, this is the DSC by Browdy program. Second assignment would the second assignment is to create a customized schedule, daily schedule, right? Like customize your day. So just create a customized schedule. So in the morning, I'm going to wake up by, and one of the things with creating a customized schedule is that you will start becoming routine. You start creating a routine. And the thing with routine is that your body begins to adjust to the routine. And when your body begins to adjust to the routine, or your brain begins to adjust to the routine, it starts becoming a habit, right? And so you develop the right habits to achieving your goals. So the second assignment is to create a customized daily activity. So a schedule. So just create a schedule, for your day. The first assignment was what? The first assignment is to analyze your today from beginning to the end. What was your day like? So just write out all the activities you can remember. All right, all the activities you can remember you did today. Write them all out on a sheet of paper, or or your notepad or something. All right, write it all out. Then number two, look at those activities and identify places that you feel you wasted time, that you could have done better. So identify them. Where do you think you'd have saved time? That's the number one assignment, right? How many of us are going to do number one assignment? Say, type, do a fire emoji if you're going to do the number one assignment. Put a fire emoji in the comment section if you're going to do your number one assignment. Then the number two assignment is to create a schedule for your tomorrow. And you may not, it would be nice you do them tonight, right? Or very early tomorrow morning, since a couple of people may sleep early tonight. So create a schedule for your tomorrow, like a typical schedule for your day. So morning, let's say you say you're going to wake up by say 6 a.m. for instance, and you're going to do your meditation, your prayers, then you will do a little bit of exercise, then you read one or two chapters of my book. You know what I'm talking about? Then next thing is that you will now create content for your stuff, or whatever it is you do in the morning, but just create a schedule. And so what is in your schedule is not as important as creating the schedule. All right. Over time, as we go, we'll adjust the schedule to suit a productive life, right? But for now, just create a schedule, and then say that okay, maybe from like I said, from say 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm going to create content for my day. I'm going to create content for my social media. I'm going to create content that can announce my business, or build my personal brand. All right. And then from 9 a.m. to like 11, I'm going to prospect. I'm going to reach out to people that engaged in my content the previous day. I'm going to reach out to people, that I think are potential buyers. I'm going to make 2 calls or 3 calls All right. That is what your maybe 9 to 11 will look like. Then from your 11 to, let's say, 1, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to go through my WhatsApp or through my social media and look at everybody that has reached out to me this month, last month, or 3 months ago, and I'm going to say hello to them. So even if they just reach out for inquiry, but they did not end up buying, I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to say hello to them. And I'm also going to show them some new, promos that we have right now. Does it make sense? Do this in the comments. Do this type of emoji in the comment section if you're going to do this second assignment. Do this type of emoji in the comment section if you're going to do this second assignment. That hand emoji that is like this. Put it in the comment section if you're going to do this second assignment. All right. So with this, we've come to the end of today. Thank you so much for being here so far. Did you enjoy the class? Beautiful. Malaki is doing that. Frank is doing that. So all of you are going to do this assignment. It's good to know. Chima Choma says, I learned a lot. Thank you so much. It's good to know you learned a lot. Beautiful, beautiful. Uba said, I've been wasting time all my life. Uba inspires. I see UBA. Thank you so much. It's good to have you all here. So tomorrow we'll continue, same time, same venue, and by 8 p.m. we're going to continue this. We're going to talk a little more. We're going to talk a bit around personal branding. We're going to do introduction to personal branding. And tomorrow we're going to craft our personal brands, right? We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to introduce that tomorrow. And I'm going to like to see what you did. So you see that what we did today is the foundation for any other thing. Because any other thing we're saying, and you don't have your time very well, you don't have distractions, taken care of, you're just going to waste your time. You're just going to keep wasting your time. All right? So thank you so much. I'd like you to go to the Telegram group after this, and then in like one line, just write out what stood out for you in today's section in one line back in the Telegram group. So just write what stood out for you in today's section. Are you going to do that for me? Thank you so much. Enjoy a beautiful night and stay blessed. I'll see you tomorrow by 8 p.m. Bye for now.